What's good, YouTube? This is Dee Watts here of Strike 7 Network. And today, just want to talk about one of the stories that falls under the Strike 7 Network banner, and that is The Black Ghost. The Black Ghost is a web serial that can be found on various platforms that cater to web serials. And for those that don't know what web serials or web novels are, they are stories that are published in a blog post like format where the story the chapters are released. The story is released by chapters. Some people do them five times a week, 7 days a week. Some people, some authors publish 3 times a week, but the Black Ghost can be found in multiple places. Substack, Patreon, that's the main hub for it. There's some content on the Strike 7 Network based on the Black Ghost, Scribble Hub, those type of places. Raw Road as well. Don't know, yeah, I did mention that one, but the Black Ghost is a vigilante. He is a vigilante that is based out of the fictional city of Summerlin, Tennessee. Now, Summerlin, Tennessee is inspired by Memphis, Tennessee. And in Summerlin, in the Black Ghost universe, the world building Bible, the lore, Summerlin has a Chicago like population, along with Nashville. They're like two huge cities in the state of Tennessee. Summerlin is follows that same characteristics of Memphis. Has a huge logistics hub. And someone is called Linux in the real world. In Memphis, it's called FedEx. But that's the company's one of the city's largest employers. Um, Someone is filled with numerous dozens of logistics firms, banks, tech companies. Devin Stone, who is the Black Ghost, true identity. He owns Stone Defense Company, which is a security contractor firm, boutique firm that does security services, gives advice, consultations, things like that to clients, big time clients, protection as well. But Devin Stone is a former Navy SEAL, Tier 1 operator, did 4 years as a electronic warfare specialist in the Navy. Then did another 4 years as a Navy SEAL, went to the Navy SEALs, got injured, was forced to medically retire, started up the company. And, what drove him to become the Black Ghost was, the crime, the rising crime rates in Summerlin, soft, penalties to criminals, drug laws taking over. And this canon event that led him to take up the identity of the Black Ghost is the death of one of his employers at that were working at SDC, and also the death of his uncle. He didn't grew up with his parents for the most part. They were killed in a car accident when he was very young, and he was taken in by his uncle James Stone, who was a former Marine and was a pastor. And I'm not gonna get into it, the whole point of what happened, but you can find the rest of the story and what really went down in The Black Ghost, Death from Above, which is book one of the series that can be found on Patreon, Substack, Scribble Hub. But if you go to Substack, type in Black Ghost, the Black Ghost on the search bar, and you'll find it. Or you can go to Royal Road and find that story as well. It's called The Black Ghost, Death from Above. But Devin Stone has a plethora of weapons as a Black Ghost. Hand-to-hand combat, multiple weapons, tier one Navy SEAL, primarily uses handguns. Some operations he uses an M4. This is spikes, ropes, agility. He wears a Matei black suit. You see it right here. Got the eyelids. That also has NVG special capabilities. He can do a lot. He's a bad boy, airborne qualified. He has air assault certification. All the stuff that he learned as a Navy SEAL, he retained it. And used it to his advantage. Used that to, build up his company. Um, everything. He also drives a Dodge Challenger called Black Ghost 7, which is a upgraded Dodge Challenger, just not a normal Challenger. Has a lot of special um, capabilities, weapon systems, GPS, Blue Force tracker system, whole bell, all the bells and whistles. Somewhat similar to Batman. His setup, he is a multi-millionaire. Bruce Wayne is a billionaire, but it's a little bit different. This is a more, to me, the Black Ghost is grit, has a more gritty vibe to it. What type of enemies he faced are guys, conventional, enemies, gangsters, drug dealers. Um, Also, there's some guys that have powers that he's faced. Uh, was one story in there where he fights a AI system that goes um, self-aware and convert five humans into cybernetic assassins, and it's called AI terrorism. But he fights a little bit of every day. But for the most part, is things you typically see in noir stories such as Jack Ryan, Jack Reacher, those type of enemies. You know, and if I had to make a comparison of the Black Ghost, who like if you want to compare him to like a character that's well known, I would compare him to the Equalizer. He is Robin McCall with that wears a mask, younger, black. He's a black man, and he has the same type of type of fight style, and he also has more bells and whistles, more technology to work with. But that's what I make if I had to make a comparison of the Black Ghost to a more well known character. Um, you look at his suit capabilities. It's not a costume. Lean, form fitting, tactical armor system, engineered for stealth, mobility, intimidation. Kind of similar to what Batman wears. The one in the Batman in 1989, Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, infrared diffusion, radar dampening, coldness, neutralized, electronic tracking, thermal visibility, ballistic capabilities engineered to withstand handgun rounds and intermediate rifle range. And intermediate rifle fire range from 7.2 to 7.6 calibers. Visual motive. The mass, seamless, angular, expressionless face with narrow eye lenses that emit a fog glow. Insignia. This is the Black Ghost insignia right here on his chest. You see the white crossed hatchet symbol that is a symbol of the Black Ghost. So whenever you see that on any of these videos, that's the Black Ghost. That's content on the Black Ghost. But um, like I said before, if you want to see the Black Ghost, you want to read the stories on the Black Ghost, check it out on Patreon, on our Patreon, the Strike 7 Network Patreon page. Just go to Patreon, type in the Black Ghost. It'll pop up, and you can get the first two stories are free. the Black Ghost, Death from Above, and the Black Ghost AI. Well, the Black Ghost AI terrorism is a terrorism. It's not. It's behind a paywall, but that first story is free. So check it out. See how you like it. And then if you like it, become a peer tier subscriber. $5 gives you complete access to all Black Ghost content and all of our other content outside of the Black Ghost universe. And see how you like it. Even if you do a 7-day trial, check it out. But that's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Check out the Black Ghost Death from Above on Patreon or Substack. And let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our Patreon. And see you then. I'm out.